Welcome back, it's Bryant. We are back with another video. Back to the basics. Calisthenics for Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling. Today I'd like to talk about two things. One, how am I currently training for my Jiu-Jitsu practice? And number two, is calisthenics training enough for building strength, power, and endurance when it comes to grappling? So what does my training program currently look like? What are some things I'm doing to make sure I'm building all these qualities that are necessary for the mats? Right at this moment, I'm following a high frequency body weight routine. So many think of training from the lens of volume and intensity framework, but not enough is talked about when you think about frequency. So what does it mean to be on a high frequency training program? For the most part, athletes who are on a strength program are usually on a 2 to 4 day split training routine with moderate to higher volume and intensity. Now, I want to be clear, whether it's a high intensity or a high volume program focused on strength and building muscle, it is highly effective and should be incorporated into your program throughout the year. So in other words, this is not a case to go against any of the high volume, high intensity training programs that might be out there. I do think there's a place and a time for them. I've personally used them. I've grown from them. I've built my body off them. And it's something that you could do in the short term to really build up your body. But the point I'm trying to make with high frequency training is maybe you might be an athlete with a lot more other things going on. It might not be in a bandwidth to really push your body in that way. You might have other obligations like work. You might have age limiting factors, right? You might be a little bit older and your body doesn't have that capacity to really beat yourself up, not only in the gym and then also jiu-jitsu or wrestling, whatever martial art practice you're really into. We also have to understand, as athletes, the constant breakdown of the body eventually wears heavy on you. It's only a matter of time before it's no longer sustainable and you become susceptible to injury. You're more prone to injury and any tweaks. It's just not a sustainable practice, right? So for a short time, high intensity, high frequency will work, but over time, your body, trust me, will feel it, especially as you age. Me personally, I'm 32 years old. So if I want to be at a place where I can not only strength train, but also have enough in the tank to be able to do jiu-jitsu and martial arts, then high frequency training has worked very well for me. So now let me get into explaining more about what high frequency training is. The way you want to think about it is more moderate volume, right? So not a lot of volume. It's more on the moderate side, also more moderate in intensity, right? So for example, let's say usually your program might consist of 4 to 10 reps of volume, right? That's standard and it's high on volume. Now, with a high intensity program, let's say you do 2 sets for 10 or even 3, but you even bring down the intensity more and maybe focus on other things, like maybe the end range of a movement, squeeze at the top. Maybe you take your time at the end of the movement and work on some static, right? So you're really going through the full range of motion in those 2 to 3 sets, right? And you're not just going through it. Because I find myself sometimes when I have a higher mountain to climb, when it comes to more volume, sometimes I might do some more mindless training, right? So I just kind of go through the motions without really thinking too much about it. All right, another thing when it comes to high frequency training, another way you might want to think about it is let's think music, right? When music, you might have a high intensity music, right? You can only listen to that for a certain amount of time. Let's say with the music, you turn the volume up, and there's only a matter of time before you want to turn that volume down. Now, when it comes to high frequency music, you might think of it as more like a relaxation, something that you use to soothe you, maybe to get some rest, maybe as white noise in the background, right? But it's something you could play throughout the whole day without it having much of effect on you. And even so, there's even studies show about high frequency music even being able to heal somebody, right, from ailments, maybe from anxiety, from mental health, just ease the body down, which I think what essentially high frequency training does, right? It helps you stay in the fire, right? Or helps you stay in the zone, which might build other things that come with it too, because on a high frequency program, I'm personally doing it for a 6-day split. I still get a day of rest, but because the intensity and the volume is so low, I have a lot on the tank for my jiu-jitsu practice, where I want to ramp up the volume, ramp up the intensity, and I'm able to just build a consistent habit of getting out there to strength train no matter what it is I got going on. And another thing with high frequency training is that my sessions don't last no more than 30 minutes. It's something I could get done in 30 minutes. So in today's video, you saw I did about 3 to 4 movements, no more than 2 to 3 sets. I kept the volume down, right? And yeah, I kind of want to share what my calisthenics routine looks like right now. I'm gonna expound more on that topic as we go on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please engage with the content. Let me know what you guys think about it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Done.